Hello, everyone. Welcome to twitch.tv/ The Onyx Path, where tonight we have gathered for a session of They Came from the RPG Anthology. They Came from Beneath Capes and Cowls. This is the superhero film genre included in the massive They Came from the RPG Anthology collection. This is a book that's available in POD and PDF over at DriveThruRPG. It will be available soon at your friendly local game stores. Uh, Relatively soon, anyway. And it has 11 genres of cinematic inspired role playing. Each one includes its own archetypes, quips, cinematics, any sort of special rules to help the genre sing. And it is available for purchase right now over at DriveThruRPG. I will throw a link to that in the chat. In addition to that, there are a couple other things I wanted to make sure that you are aware of. Of course, we are currently raising funds for the Exalted Essence Player's Guide. That's crowdfunding over on BackerKit. We are fully funded and well into stretch goals at this point. So I believe there's around 2 weeks left. Make sure you get in there, get yourself involved. It's going to be a great expansion for Exalted Essence, new charms, new rules for different player types. Just very, very cool stuff. Definitely be sure you check that out. A couple other things that I wanted to make sure I make you aware of. Speaking of They Came From, we released the Lost City of the Oracle's Amulet, which is an expansion for They Came from the Cyclops' Cave. Now, this one is unique in that it was created by some children with huge imaginations. There's effectively developer Matthew Dawkins did some work with a school nearby to where he lives, and they came up with this really cool adventure. It's available for pay what you want over at DriveThruRPG. I'll throw the link to that in the chat. Looks very fun. I may even be running it on stream. We'll see. So definitely check that out. We've also released our Pugmire conversion guide. So if you've been, playing a first edition Pugmire game and you want to move over to the new rules, this conversion guide has everything you need to do so in one handy dandy place. The link is there in the chat. So that, I believe, has paid the bills for us. Almost forgot, super important. We just got news that Scion Demigod is up over at Roll20. So if you head over to the Roll20 marketplace, you can pick up Scion Origin and Scion Hero together, of course. But now we have added Scion Demigod, so you can take your your Scion game up to the next tier of play. It's super cool and exciting. Highly recommend picking that up. And that should be available over at the Roll20 store. I'm going to see if I can dig up a link to that. Here we go. So definitely check that out and bring the next level of divinity to your Scion game in Roll20. That, my friends, pays the bills. So I am Travis, pronouns he, they. When I'm not running games, I'm writing them, and it is my honor and pleasure to be your director this evening for They Came from the RPG Anthology. Next up, Mal, if you could, please tell us who you are, what you do, who you're playing, your pronouns, their pronouns, and anything that you would like to promote.
Well, that's me. Hello, I'm Malachi. Pronouns he, they. I'm playing the Beacon, also known as Jason Jackson. Pronouns he, him. I am a poet and salesperson. If you'd like to see me write words, I'm on at Malachi Hoskins, Hoskins, on Instagram. I write poetry by request. So if you want something special for Mother's Day, hit me up.
Glorious. And I will drop your Insta in the chat. And as I'm doing that, Rachel, your pertinence, please.
Hello, my name is Rachel. I am she, her. I do things with words and games. I have my own Twitch channel, which has been. I also have a very needy cat who's distracting me, so I apologize. And he won't even let me pick him up so I can show him off.
Aw.
Maybe if he gets into the right position. Um, Anyway, yes, I'm Rachel. I'm she, her. I do things with words and games. I have my own Twitch channel, which we were supposed to end our very long dry spell with an Old Gods of Appalachia game last night, but it got pulled on account of the GM coming down with strep throat.
Aw. That's
I
never fun.
know, never fun, especially to run games. So hopefully, if the gods are good, we will be able to run that next week over on twitch.tv/stormfires. I'm looking forward to it. Um, I'm also looking forward to this game, where I play essentially a Jean Grey type psychic. Only I've decided to complicate her life a little bit more by making her blind. So kind of a Jean Grey Daredevil mashup. No, I haven't seen the most recent Daredevil. Don't talk to me about it. I don't have Disney Plus.
Well, I will reserve saying anything other than it's awesome.
Okay. I've heard mixed reviews.
I love it. I know some people don't, but those people are wrong. No, it's all a matter of taste. People can like what they like.
I mean, I'll just enjoy once I finally am able to see it. I'm just gonna enjoy watching. I'm blanking on the actor's name. Charlie Cox. I'm just gonna be happy seeing him in the suit again.
He is amazing. He does very well in it. I highly recommend it. It is emotional. It is well thought out. It is an in-depth, well-designed superhero story. So therefore, it's almost nothing like what we are about to embark on.
Okay then.
No, as we discussed in our pre-production meeting at last session, we are doing a parody of superhero films, and this is um, going to draw from sort of superhero films going back as far as the early
Tim Burton Batman.
further back even we can draw in from serials,
Adam West Batman.
Adam West Batman, so all that stuff will sort of rear its head all the way up to the modern MCU. All of these things are on the table. But we have determined our team, our players, are going to be, they have been historically what you would refer to as supervillains. And as is often the case in superhero fare, the heroes of the story are, in this case, until very recently, villains of the story, are placed in a position where they are put upon to address a terrible wrong, a grave danger in the world, and try to set things right. And we'll start our story with Adelina. The camera opens up on a city street. We'll say New York City because New York City is often the place where these things happen. And the camera starts. It's a surprisingly empty street, side street in Brooklyn. There's cars parked on the side of the road, but no traffic. Very little foot traffic. Just a very still shot for a moment. When then suddenly a teenage boy comes running into frame and then quickly right back out of frame. And then we see just dozens of flying creatures, vaguely humanoid. They're riding atop what appear to be metallic gliders. They have wings and they have giant bug eyes, and they're just screeching at this child. The teenager rounds the corner where we find Adelina. Now, Adelina, until this moment, until recently, you were going about your business when the skies overhead took on a strange reddish hue. And shortly after that, holes, seemingly to some blackness somewhere, appeared in the sky, pouring out uh, thousands of what the news has started to call um, trooper demons. These trooper demons have started just tearing the place apart, wrecking things left and right. Several heroes have gone off to face them. Um, and in fact, there was a hero called the Blur in West City who live on television was basically ripped limb from limb by these terror demons. They cut the broadcast right as his suit started to rip, so there was no real shower of gore moment on television. But they have confirmed that he is in fact dead. Um, Now in New York City, here you are out on the street, perhaps headed to your hideout, perhaps looking for some assistance, perhaps just, you know, trying to see what's going on. But as you're out on the street, and of course, you know, the national emergency services have been called and they've told people to stay in their homes and whatnot. So you're seeing kind of this empty area as this kid whips around the corner right in front of you, surrounded, followed by this horde of trooper demons. What would you like to do?
Okay, so I feel like Adelina is probably so she's wearing jeans, with maybe a hoodie that's got like New York City School for the Blind on it. Um, Big dark glasses, the special white cane. Uh, and so instead of uh, seeing the portals open, she probably just smells a lot of ozone.
Yes, absolutely.
And probably hears the teenager run past her. Uh, so if so, she's gonna like listen to try and time the footsteps to catch this teenager, whoever he is, as he runs right past her, and ask like, "What's going on?"
All right, excellent. Why don't you go ahead and give me just a close combat and might or dexterity, whatever your preference is.
Okay. I have no close combat.
Awesome.
And I've got 2 dots in dexterity. So what number am I looking
We're
for?
looking for eights or better, and
Okay.
tens count as two successes.
Oh, a 10 and a 5.
Excellent. So that's two. You reach over, you snatch the kid. He sort of keeps running for a second until the shirt is like fully extended, still trying to run, and then sort of snaps back into position and just says, "We're gonna die. They're gonna get us all. We gotta go. We gotta run."
Who's coming?
You smell and hear. You smell like this sulfurous odor sort of waft in the direction the child was running from, the teen was running from. And then you hear like squealing and screeching as these creatures basically pull up to like a hover to a halt, not far from you, within feet of you. And now they're just sort of staring and waiting for you to do something.
I have the trope borrowed knowledge. Um, and so once per session, I can receive a vision of information, even though I have no way of knowing whether it's past, present, or future. Um, so I'm just gonna open my psyche to the minds around me, alien though they may be, and see what I find.
Excellent. As you open your minds, you're overcome with with visions of an apocalypse. You see these creatures, these trooper demons, washing over the face of the earth. It zooms out, and you can see a figure standing in a spaceship, sort of looking down on this, hands folded behind his back, gray, rocky flesh. He's probably about 15 feet tall and about 8 feet wide. Um, and for some reason, the name Cataclysm rings in your mind. Um, and you get the impression that he has come here seeking something very powerful. You see a giant heart-shaped ruby. You see a man with a bushy red beard, bushy red hair, wearing like a red jumpsuit with silver boots and silver gloves, handing Cataclysm this giant heart-shaped ruby. And Cataclysm saying, "It is done. You may destroy the earth. We've no further need for it."
Well, shit. And I think that is something that she actually says out loud. So from the kid's perspective, she just sort of like doesn't even stare into the middle distance, just sort of holds her face there, and then like after a couple heartbeats later just says, "Well, shit." Uh so I can also make my own portals because I have Uncanny Gateway.
Okay.
Uh so I'm gonna make a portal back to my school for the blind because I don't know where else to go. And I'll bring this kid with me.
Sure, you're getting ready to make your portal, but if you would like to try to do that, you're going to need to first give me an initiative roll because we're going to see if you have time.
Okay, what do I roll for initiative? Is that
This is the higher of your athletics plus cunning or your empathy plus dexterity.
okay, athletics plus cunning is 2. Empathy. Oh, empathy is already 4 plus dexterity makes it 6.
So go ahead and roll that many dice.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought that was just the
Oh,
number.
no.
Okay, do ones take away?
Ones do not take away.
Okay, 2 successes then.
Excellent. You will go first. As you like, there's this pause, and you reach out. You have your vision. You go, oh shit, and then before you start to create the portal, you like feel this whole horde like basically break the pause and start to rush you. You do have time to get that portal up ahead of time. Does it require any roll on your part?
Um, Let me quickly move to the page. It's on page 231. I'm on page 238.
Sure.
Um, I can only do it once per session is the limiter.
Okay.
It remains open for the scene or until deliberately sealed and deliberately sealed.
You fall backwards through the um
Oh, I'm sorry. I can only open a session. I can only open a portal big enough for more than 1 or 2 people to go through once a session. It looks like I can do portals for myself all day long.
right on. Um you open the portal and kind of in a panic, and you back through it. And as you fall back through it, almost dragging this boy with you, the portal sort of closes on one of the trooper demons like arms as it's like reaching through. So you see it like rip the arm off, and as it rips the arm off and the arm just sort of drops to the ground, it starts flopping about, and you start to see the elbow where it had cut start to extend backward, um, as if it is growing a whole new trooper demon. While you're doing that, you also smell like sea air. You realize that for some reason, your portal did not take you exactly where you had intended. You may have an additional 2 rewrites, bringing up to 5 rewrites in the pool because something has hijacked your portal. Um, and as first you smell the ocean, but very shortly thereafter you smell hot dogs and cotton candy and sweat. And then you hear the screaming and feel the heat. Um, Beacon, you
Yes.
are at Coney Island,
We love it.
as Coney Island is currently being overrun by these trooper demons. Um, what would have brought the beacon out for this? Are you out looking to see if you can find the heroes? Are you out just trying to do damage control? Did you just happen to be like getting a hot dog and shit popped off? Like what was?
So the beacon was created in a lab by a sort of like Lex Luthor type named Jack Jackson.
Nice.
And he was created specifically to undermine and ultimately replace the real beacon to helm the future for Jack Jackson. And so he was in Coney Island, like helping old women cross the road and then kicking the cane out from under them as he flies away. And like just walking on the beach and like knocking over little kid sandcastles and shit. And he's in the middle of eating a Coney Island chili cheese dog when the sky starts opening up and these tears in reality start like just flowing in these aliens. And because he's like so resilient, he's just like, well, that's a lot of bad guys. But like, he doesn't necessarily think it's his responsibility because if it all goes to shit, then that also makes it look bad for the beacon. So he's just kind of like chilling, seeing what's going to happen.
All right. You're kind of chilling, seeing what's going to happen. Slapping away a few of them as they get close to you. When you see this portal open up, not far in front of you, dumping this woman and a teenage boy. And could you describe what Adelina looks like?
Yeah, jeans, the hoodie with the logo for the school for the blind on it, big, dark sunglasses, and then the cane. She's probably mid-20s. Let's make her brunette. She's got her hair pulled back in like a 90s era scrunchie.
Glorious, glorious.
And apparently there's a robot arm flopping around behind her like a dead fish.
Oh, it's not robotic. It's definitely fleshy, but it seems to be growing
Okay.
a new demon.
I keep imagining the Chitauri from the Avengers movie.
It's not too far off. That's a fair assessment. Think probably lower budget. They're more like imagine Chitari, but they're in like a black body sock because
Okay, so like if they made the Avengers in the 90s.
right, exactly.
It was produced by Trump.
Exactly. So yeah, you see, as you kind of look over and take this in, you see that arm that is definitely growing a bicep, flip itself over onto its palm and like lift itself up on its fingers and start scurrying over toward the teenager.
That's what I see.
Yes, Adelina, you sense that, but don't see it.
I think I'm less concerned with the fact that it's scurrying over to a teenager and more of the fact that it's a dismembered arm that just hopped up like Thing in the Addams Family.
That's fair.
And I think that Beacon like is startled, spills some of the chili cheese on his green and black bodysuit, and is like, and then kind of like seeing a cockroach that can fly, but like you're not afraid of cockroaches. He just goes, "That's unnatural," and then runs over and starts trying to stomp it like a cockroach.
Wonderful. Give me a let's do might or dexterity, your choice, plus close combat, please. You will roll that many dice. You're looking for any dice that have 8, 9, or 10 on them. If they have a 10, it counts as 2 successes. Everything else counts as 1.
This is just for everybody watching at home. This is 9 dice.
Nice.
I don't even know how to do this in a way that is smart. All right. What are my successes?
8s or above, and 10s count as 2.
8 or above, and 10 or 2.
Yep.
I have 4 successes.
Wonderful. You run over and you stomp on it repeatedly. And as you do, it sort of splinters and breaks and splatters, and like bone shards sort of poke out. And it just sort of drops down and flips around a couple times and then ultimately falls flat. But as you finish like stomping on it, there's like a moment where like you kind of just look over to the side and realize that dozens of these things that have been sort of tearing up Coney Island all have like in unison look over at you.
And the beacon has this like initial moment, I think, where he sees at least one of them do that, and he's like, "All right," and then he sees all of them do that, and he's like, "All right," and he's just like, he didn't change his stance, but he's like, "All right, we're gonna fight, right? We're in Brooklyn, we're in Coney Island, we're gonna fight," and he was real excited about it when he just saw the one, and then he saw all of them turn in unison, and he was like, "We're gonna fight."
They start to advance as they are flying up. And you're well as you're hearing, I guess, all this chaos around you, Adelina. What are you doing?
Uh, huh. I think she's just saying, wait, what? What's going on? Are we under attack? Who's attacking?
The teenage boy says, "I'm sorry. They've been chasing me since they got here. Um, I think, I think I might have messed up your portal or something. I don't know. Uh, did you know to bring me here? Did you know I wanted to come to Coney Island?
Who are you, kid?
My name's Adam. Uh, um, oh crap! They're coming. They want me." And he sort of like puts his hands over his head.
Why do they want you?
As the as you ask that, the horde sort of swamps up and uh, demands. They start hissing at you and clicking at you and making these very strange alien noises in your direction. Um, they haven't. They're aggressive looking, but they haven't actually attacked. They've just flown up to conversational distance and started clicking and hissing and pointing at this child, this teenager. He says, I don't know. I have no idea."
Where can we go where they're not?
No, they're everywhere. Are you doing anything, Beacon, as they've flown up now and are now clicking and hissing and pointing at this boy?
Yeah, Beacon flies into the first one like a bowling ball into pins.
Very good. Go ahead and give me another close combat plus might, or dex if you prefer.
I think I'm sticking with might. That's 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Excellent. So you lunge forward and fly. Um, I assume. I'll ask you this: how ungentle are you trying to be with these trooper demons? Are you Shooting to kill? Are you trying to? Are you trying to just knock them around, or is this an episode of Invincible all of a sudden?
Yeah, like the beacon doesn't know what these things are or why these things are. He just knows that like they have limbs that can walk around on their own, and like if he's trying to kind of be the beacon, uh, they both are kind of dumb. It's very much like invasion be invading. Like what the easiest answer is probably the right answer, and so he's a very shoot first kind of guy, and so just like fists out, full superhero stance, just trying to fly through this dude. Like if he could split him in half, he would.
You go through him and about a dozen more of them, and they pop like water balloons when you hit them. There's just green goo and like spaghetti noodles just hanging off of you, splattering everywhere, just showering the other demons, who then all start hissing in unison and basically fall in at you. Adam grabs your hand, Adelina, and says, uh, "My uncle, he's not far. We need to get to my uncle. He can keep us safe."
All right. Think of your uncle's house, his yard. We're gonna land in his yard. Just think about
I
it
try.
right now, as hard as you can.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try and read his mind for that image,
All
and
right.
then open a portal there.
All right, excellent. You read his mind for that image. Your mind reading doesn't require any roll, particularly if people are like willing, right?
Um, so I don't necessarily have an actual mind reading power, but I do have Mysteries of the Multiverse,
Okay.
which is just sort of like the general purpose cast of magic. So how do I go to the dark? I'm being clawed by a cat.
Aw. Sorry, your cat's being clawy. So, Mysteries of the Multiverse.
On page 239, I have to roll enigmas plus intellect to cast a spell or otherwise manipulate reality.
Oh, okay, yeah, go ahead and give it a roll.
Okay.
This will mean that they will get an action before it, because you have to take.
Enigmas is 4, and my intellect is a big old 5. Oh, there's a 10, and a 9, and another 10, so 5 successes.
Excellent. You get a very clear image of his uncle's place, but you also get an understanding that so his uncle's place, the place he wanted to come to, you know now that he somehow subconsciously hijacked your portal and brought you here, because the place that he wants to go is actually an arcade that's only about a half a block from you. It's just toward the one. Basically, you're on the boardwalk. If you walk toward the Wonder Wheel, the first arcade you see is his uncle's place. There is like a basement there that his uncle has, like, is a kind of like a panic room slash rec room. So you pick up that that's where he was trying to go.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm not going to expend effort. Yeah, I'm being very sure. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
It's very head up right now. So I'm not gonna. I mean, there's no real energy conservation mechanic, but I'm still gonna think about not tiring myself out.
That's fair.
And just grab his hand, and run for it towards where he wants to go.
All right. And with 5 successes, you also understand that he is nervous, that there was an item that he had taken from his uncle that he was going to try to pawn. He couldn't pawn it. So he's stashed it at his apartment. And he's very nervous that his uncle's going to find out about it.
Okay. And then, so in that case, as we run, I'm just gonna say, your uncle won't care at this point, kid.
Well, while you're all doing that, because you did take your dice action to read his mind, and the beacon took the dice action to try to to succeed at killing a bunch of these uh, trooper demons. Two hordes of them are going to move forward at you. One group is basically attacking the beacon. One group is going to attack Adelina. The group that's trying to attack Adelina is going to be basically actually trying to grab Adam out of your hand. They're each going to get it's basically they're going to get 5 enhancement on their rolls because they're mobs. So enhancement basically applies if they get 1 success, the enhancement adds on. Just double checking your defenses. So you start off with a defensive 1 plus any enhancements that you might have from armor, equipment, or powers. To defend from this attack, you may roll your relevant attribute, which would be resolve, stamina, or composure. In this case, probably stamina. Plus your defense rating. Add any enhancements, and that becomes your specific defense for the round. Make sense?
Okay. Yeah, so stamina 3, no armor or special equipment.
So then it'd be
I would
stamina
roll
plus,
4 dice?
so it'd be 4 dice, yep.
Okay.
And then, Mel, what's your stamina?
I have 4 stamina.
Okay.
I also have all the cool powers, which gives me a +1 to defense.
Okay.
And I have a super suit.
And that gives you what for armor?
I think it's a +1, right?
Okay. So then, so what you do then is you would roll your stamina +2, so that's 6 dice. Then you'd have 1 enhancement, so you get 1 automatic success on top of whatever you. As long as you get 1 success, you get an additional success. Make sense?
Okay. So I'm rolling 6 dice.
Yep.
Okay.
And how many successes did you get, Rachel?
Nothing. I did not roll above a 7.
Awesome. So your defense is 1.
Three successes.
All right.
+1, right?
Yep. +1 from your thing, so that's 4. Okay, so as they rush the beacon, you're able to sort of push them away and back them up, and there's basically just this onslaught of alien attackers. You're slapping them around, you're squishing them, you're like stomping on them. You're fine. You can see you're fine enough that you can even kind of clock out of the corner of your eye that this blind woman and the teenager that she was trying to run off with just get like hog piled. Like they're just covered. Now, I'm going to let you try to retain your grip on Adam.
Uh-huh.
So why don't you roll might plus athletics for me, Evelina?
I'm rolling 1 dice. 4.
All right, no such luck. Adam is ripped from your grasp, and in the process, you take 3 health levels of damage.
Not good.
So the way that should work, you'll note on your character sheet that you have a series of injury indications on the bottom, little dots. So
Yeah, so I don't have armor, so I would be at wounded then.
yep, you'd fill in 2 dots in bloodied and 1 dot in wounded.
Okay.
Okay.
Oof.
So while you are bloodied, let's see.
This doesn't matter, but I read all cool powers wrong. It's actually +2 to defense, just for the future.
Good to know. Bloodied means that you get one die on all of your path skill rolls. So any of your skills that are a path skill, you now get an extra one die on it. Because they came from when you get hurt, you get better. It's stuff. It's the John McClane defense. The more beat up you are, the tougher you are.
Hans!
So you both see this kid just get like snatched out of Adelina's hands and flown up into the sky. What would you like to do? The beacon.
For
It's your action.
the beacon.
Yep.
Well, there's kind of two things I want to do. I want to take one of them by whatever their leg is and just do like a spinning shot put and throw them into whoever's getting Adelina. And then, but that's almost in the same motion, like I'm throwing them down and then I'm flying up to go grab the boy.
Sure. So you can basically do like a mixed action. So let's see how that's going to work with the quick play rules. So with your mixed action, you're taking two actions. One of them is going to be athletics based. One of them is going to be close combat based.
Okay.
You will roll the lower of those two pools.
Okay.
So if, like, let's say it'd be your might plus close combat or your athletics plus might, whichever one's high or whichever one's lower.
I'm sorry, which attribute am I looking at?
Might probably, I would say. Or dexterity would be your other option.
Because dexterity is definitely going to be lower.
Right, you can choose to use might for both of these rolls.
Oh, cool.
So it would be at the lower of might plus athletics or might plus close combat.
Still pretty dope. Still using 9 dice. I'm really glad that this is how the mechanics of this guy worked out. 2, 3 successes.
All right, so then what you need to do is decide how to divide those successes up. How many successes do you want to use to? You said you were going to throw one of them at one of the people that's on Adelina.
The group that's piling on Adelina.
Right, so you're going to try to bowl them free while also flying upward. You only need one success to committed to it to actually fly upward, so you can put the other two toward hitting. You're certainly not going to catch them with the one success, but it'll get you closer in that direction.
Let's do that.
All right. So yeah, you fling them. You knock the ones that are remaining piled on top of Adelina. You knock them loose and dart up into the sky. Adelina, what would you like to do?
I am gonna try and send a thought message using Mysteries of the Multiverse to Adam. Adam, where are you?
All right. Go ahead and give me your roll.
And I suppose try and use my psychic sense to where is his mind?
Well, I mean,
and then I will.
So you can see he hasn't been disappeared yet. They're flying into the sky, so you can see his location.
Okay.
You can still reach out to him if you want to. They haven't gotten so far away that you can't see where he's at. But you can absolutely set up a psychic rapport with him if you want.
Yeah, because I can't see him.
Oh, right, yeah. Of course, never mind. I forgot entirely. No, you can't see him.
Yeah.
By all means, yes. Go ahead and roll. My bad.
Yeah, so because I cannot see him, my plan is then to sort of establish a psychic connection that would work even at range, is what I'm going to try and use this spell to do.
Sure.
So we can like communicate telepathically.
That makes sense.
Oh, there's a 10, another 10, and I'm so glad ones don't take away. And 2 8s, so that is 6 successes.
Awesome. You do definitely create a rapport with him, and he is panicking and freaking out, and he's like, "They've got me. They're flying me up in the sky. I don't know what's going on." With that 6 success rapport, you can also feel that there is some sort of like unusual psionic energy residual on this kid. You wouldn't have noticed it if you weren't like you're surprised you notice it not hunting for it. But it's as if he's handled something or been in contact with something powerful fairly recently.
Probably the thing he nicked from his grandpa and tried to clone, would be my guess. Okay. In that case, my next plan, and this might have to wait a turn, because I observed how the portal that I opened before sliced the monster in two,
Yes.
and it only created more monsters, which might be, I mean, that's a problem for future me,
Sure.
but I'm gonna try and essentially weaponize the portals to, if I can shape it, I'm gonna shape it like a sphere around Adam.
Okay.
And portal him to his grandpa's.
Okay, so you're gonna try to like thread the needle where you're getting him, but not any of the demons that have a hold of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that will definitely be a die roll, and that'll definitely be next turn.
Okay.
In the meantime, they continue flying up with the beacon in pursuit, and from your perspective, Beacon, you just see like a rectangle open up in the sky, of blackness that they all fly up into.
Gross.
Are you going to follow them up the mystery rectangle?
Oh yeah, for sure,
Glorious.
for sure. Yep, because I'm following the boy.
Sure. You fly upward into the mystery rectangle, no problem. And you realize as soon as you get inside that you're inside what appears to be some sort of giant vessel. You're in what looks like a docking bay. You can see a couple of like weird, almost like H.R. Giger style designed spaceships. Look like maybe like biotechnic pods that you would climb in to fly around in. You see like dozens of those on either side, and of course this mob of these creatures holding this dude. At the far end, kind of like turning to view you, you see a guy probably about 8 feet tall, wild red hair, wild red beard, red bodysuit, silver gloves and boots. Turns and looks and says, "You dare trespass upon the vessel of Tyr?"
And the first thing he says quietly to himself as he takes us all in is, "Open the pod bay doors, Hal."
Nice.
And then he looks at homie.
Was that one of your quips,
goes,
by the way?
It's not, but we're about to get there. He looks at homie and goes, "I fight for truth, justice, and at least 4 other virtues."
And that is a quip,
which
correct?
is one of my quips.
Excellent.
That is one of my quips.
I love it. As you have quipped, you will get an extra die on your next action. So
Great.
whatever your next action is, you get to add +1 dice to it.
And the next, I mean, this feels like a challenge. And I mean, I could just go up and punch him in the face, but I do kind of want to hit him with a guy.
So you
I want to hit him,
grab one of the guys and throw it at him.
grab one of the guys, and use it like a warhammer in his face.
All right. You can either choose to split your dice pool for that, or you can use this action to snatch somebody and next action to hit him.
Let's split the die.
Okay, they're both going to be might and close combat, so you've got that going for you. You're just going to have to split your successes between the two targets. You do get one additional die.
Which I think I also get an additional die with all the cool powers.
Yes.
I get +1 on all other 6. So it is athletics or close combat. Right?
No, this is both close combat.
These are both close combat. Okay.
Right. So yeah, because you're doing two of the same kind of action, you're
okay. 2, 4, 6. All right. Yikes. That is 1 success.
Wonderful. You do grab the one guy, and as you swing at this dude with the one trooper demon that you've grabbed, he simply holds his hand up and like he catches your fist, with total disregard for the safety of the creature between your two hands, who just gets basically like sledge-o-matic by the force of the blow. So just guts squeeze out of all sides of his hand as he catches your hand.
And Malachi, watching this on the screen, goes, nice.
And that brings us back down to Adelina. Now you may try to port him out. So it'll be another of your Mysteries of the Universe rolls.
Okay. It was 8, a 10, and a 10. 5 successes.
Wonderful. Let's just see if they can manage to hang on to him. I doubt they will.
They can hang on and lose their arms, lose their arms. Well, their arms are doing harm.
Yeah, one of them you do cut the arm off of, and the arm comes with Adam. Now, this arm doesn't seem to repopulate itself. And in fact, you see all the ones that have been broken around you don't seem to be showing that power. So something must have been special about the one whose arm you sliced off. Or something must have been special about the circumstance. But either way, you've teleported him back. You teleported him to his...
The image he gave me of his grandfather's home.
His uncle's place? And where are you going then? Are you staying where you're at? Are you trying to duck the demons that are still down there? Are you...
Yeah, I am going to try and duck as many of these turbo demons, trooper demons, and head to where I just portaled Adam to, because you said it wasn't far away.
It's not. Let's go ahead and just have you give me an athletics and dexterity or might, whichever you prefer. Roll real quick.
Dexterity.
Just
2 dice.
just to see how it goes.
Oh, that's a 9. Yep, I thought it was a 6, but no, it's a 9.
All right, so 1 success.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I will keep that in mind as I come around to the various things that are happening. With your fist in his hand, Tyr says, "You foolish, foolish mortal. You dare impede the plans of Cataclysm?" And he starts trying to crush your hand.
Ow!
Do you have any way of leveraging scale?
What do you mean?
Do any of your abilities say that they give you scale?
They don't. However, I do have life absorption, which
Okay.
is while grappled, I can inflict one and heal one and gain a trope from them once per session.
Nice. If you would like to activate that on your next turn, you're welcome to do so because you are in fact grappled.
Hell yeah.
So go ahead and roll your stamina for me.
Okay, what is my stamina? I think I got a lot of
And you
it.
got 2 extra dice. So I think it was 6 dice that you roll for defense.
So it's my stamina plus 2 more.
Yep.
So 6 dice. One day I'll come up with a better system for where I put this box. Four successes.
Nice. The good news is that you're weathering this storm fairly well. The bad news is that they still are leaps and bounds more powerful than you had expected. As you take 4 levels of damage as he starts crushing your hand, because he's inflicting, he's leveraging scale 2 against you, so he's 2 scale above where you're at, basically. So he has
Okay.
4 enhancement on it. So yeah, you feel your hand start to like crunch. You may use that trope if you would like as your turn.
For sure.
So he takes 1 damage.
Uh-huh.
You
And
heal
I
1.
heal one.
All right.
And I get to, what is it? I gain a trope from them once per session.
All right. So you can choose to take Nightmare Metamorphosis, which would allow you to basically that's what reflects his strange powers and body. You would gain +1 armor and +2 enhancement to attempts to intimidate people using your physical attributes. You also can basically. Oh, you also get +2 to actions, any action that does use your physical attributes. So that would be defense, that would be your might, so on and so forth. It does give you basically a higher difficulty if you're trying to like be social with people because you kind of look like a monstrous version of yourself.
Sure.
The other option is To the Stars, which basically lets you exist in space. You can fly to a distant destination without harm or significant delay, even if it's on the other side of the planet or in distant worlds. And then Walking on Air, which allows you to fly, but also gives you a +2 enhancement on athletics, close combat, and physical defense rolls while airborne.
I have To the Stars already. What was that first one called again?
Nightmare Metamorphosis.
Shorten that to Nightmare. And what does it give me?
+1 armor, +2 to intimidation and physical attributes.
I'm taking that.
All right. You start absorbing this power, and you start to realize that this power is not of this world.
Groovy.
Right on. Back down on the surface, you run into the uncle's place, Adelina. You manage to bob and weave and get out of the way of the trooper demons. And his uncle is this very, very elderly man, is just kind of chewing him out like, I told you, Adam, we that thing is to be protected. It is our legacy. You took it out of here, and look what happened. It's all your fault. Adam's like, I know, I'm sorry. Just we can bring it back and put it back in the case. It's too late for that now. He turns and looks at you. Who's this?
Oh, my name's Adelina. Monsters are everywhere. Can I help?
I don't know how good you're gonna do when the League of Protectors just got ripped to pieces. You hear like a TV broadcast that's talking about the premier superhero team protecting America has been uh, disemboweled en masse in Chicago. The scenes are too graphic to show on broadcast news, but they've basically been disemboweled and had their entrails strung along the Willis Tower.
Oh, this is why I don't get to have a normal life, which is one of my clips.
You may add one die to your next die roll. Um, his uncle says, "I think we might be responsible for this. There was a family heirloom that we have been charged with protecting. It was in a case. The case was supposed to keep it from being noticed by anyone. Adam found out I was going to lose my business, so he took the item in the hopes of turning a profit on it. But I think when he took it out of the case, the monster that is looking for it noticed it."
So I'm gonna give Adam essentially the psychic equivalent of like a slap to the back of the head.
Fair enough.
Be like, dumbass, your uncle owns a home near Coney Island. He's gonna be fine.
Facts.
He says, "No, we thought we were in real trouble, and I didn't believe my uncle's stories that some demon was going to come for this thing."
All right, well, what's done is done. The box is open. The demons are here. At the very least, can we put the whatever it is back in the box so we only have to deal with the demons that are here now and not more?
Yeah, if we had it.
Where is it?
At that point, it cuts back up into the ship where the beacon. This dude's like trying to crush your hand, obviously. He says, "You are strong. Most of your species would be whimpering and begging for their lives by now."
I want to say something smart, but I just can't stop looking at your beard.
He rubs it a couple times, says, "Yeah, it's quite divine, isn't it?" And then he punches you in your face. Go ahead and roll your go ahead and roll your defense. Don't forget your extra 2 dice now.
Here's my defense. I get. How much do I have for defense?
So you were 6. Now you should be 2 more, so 8.
8. Yikes. Okay, 4 success.
All right. So he punches you in your face. You take 3 more damage as you fly back toward basically the open docking bay, and start to like fall out of the ship.
So when I'm tracking damage, do I start at like armor, bloody, wounded, maimed?
Yeah, you'd only fill out the armor if you have armor levels that are listed.
Okay.
So, and then yeah, bloodied, then wounded, then maimed. And because where are you at damage wise right now?
I had 3 reduced by 1, and then I just got 3 more.
Yep.
So 5.
And so that puts you at okay. So then you will be at +1 dice on all of your rolls, whether they're path skills or not.
Cool.
And that stacks with other bonuses that you have. What would you like to do in retaliation?
He punched me in the face?
You did. Basically knocked you off the ship.
Oh, I'm off the ship.
Yeah, I mean you're like kind of like he knocks you at the docking bay. So like you can continue to fall out, or you can because you can fly, you can catch yourself and not fall out.
Sure. The question is, do I want to keep? Yeah, I do. I would. The beacon's going to keep fighting this dude until it's like a real problem. But yeah, because this is where the action is. Yeah, so he's going to stop himself from falling out of the ship, and try and pull what he did with that group, and just like try and bowling ball himself into this guy's solar plexus.
All right, excellent. Go ahead and give me. That's going to be might close combat. You get an additional 2 dice because of the trope you stole, plus 1 more die because of your wound level.
This is going to be 1 more dice than I owned.
Nice. You may re-roll 1.
That's awesome. These mechanics are fun.
I'm glad that you're having such a good time with it.
So we got Jesus Christ. 5 success.
All right, excellent. You bowl forward and just rack dude directly in the gut. He takes 3 levels of damage, and you knock him back into the wall. Real quick, give me a. Let's do cunning and integrity or technology, whichever is better.
Um, 0
Okay.
successes.
No worries. So you've smacked this dude into the side of the ship. The ship sort of like tilts to the side a little bit. And if anybody was outside watching, they would see its cloaking device start to go on the fritz outside because you've knocked him through it. Back down in the uncle's place, Adam says, "Well, I ditched it. I left it. I have a little stash area that I keep stuff in the vent in my bedroom. That's where I stuck it when I saw the demons were showing up."
Another psychic smack. All right. Picture your bedroom and the surrounding area as best you can.
Okay, got it.
All right. I'm going to try to essentially open the portal just big enough to reach in, grab the thing, and then pull the hand back.
Sure. Go ahead and make your Mysteries of the Universe roll.
What is a 10 and a 9, so 3 successes.
Wonderful. You grab it and pull it through. As you do, you realize, like, you open the portal into the place. You pull the front of the vent off because that's where he would see. Like, he would see in his mind the front of the vent for sure. And you realize it's like this big around. It's almost like the size of a football, but it's a heart-shaped ruby.
Okay. Which was sort of how it all began.
So you grab it, pull it in. It's heavy, but you're able to pull it through. And now that you have it, what would you like to do with it?
Just so I guess holding it in both hands to the uncle or grandpa?
Uncle.
Okay, to the uncle. All right, we've got it. What do we do now?
I mean, we could try to use its power to drive back the demons. I don't know that any of us are strong enough. We could try to lock it up and hide it from them. We can't let them get their hands on it.
I can try and link us up if you think that would help. But we've got to do something right now.
It might, yeah, if you can like share our powers, like we'll hold hands and the goodness will make the badness go away.
I have no idea. I've never done anything like this before, but it's better than getting torn apart by demons.
Okay, cool. Everybody hold hands. Is there something neat we should say when we all hold hands?
Care Bear stare.
Oh God, help. I'm not even religious, but that's the best thing I can think of.
Oh God, help! Go ahead and roll
We're all gonna die.
Go ahead and roll your mysteries of the universe.
Okay.
It's it's the same end. It's the Silver Surfer ending. It's the Guardians of the Galaxy ending. It's the we all hold hands and then hope real hard, and then the bad thing goes away.
It's the power of friendship.
Yeah.
Exactly. We called it Care Bear Stare in my old vampire LARP when all the Malkavians would target one poor asshole with one person in the same round. 1-10, nothing else, so 2 successes.
All right, that is enough to connect your minds. All of your minds are connected. Your will is one. Back up top. As Tyr starts like lunges forward toward you to sort of return the favor, you see like a glow, like a flashing glow around the ring, sort of like the cuff of his silver glove, and he sort of stops and looks down at it and says, I have no more time for these games," and starts to tries to fly through you, basically, like past you out into the thing. And if you're in the way, then he's just going to move through you.
Well, he's gonna move out of the way, and when he moves out of the way, he's gonna go, "Ugh!" Which is one of my tropes.
All right, so you're gonna like basically hit him on the way past.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try and kick him out of his trajectory.
All right, and do you want to use the trope die on your hit or on your defense?
Yeah. On my hit.
All right. So go ahead and roll your defense first. So you should be at 8 dice.
Love to see it. Three successes.
All right. You take 3 damage as he does definitely clip you as he's moving by.
I'm not looking good.
All right. What's your health level at now?
I might be near death.
Awesome. While you are near death, you get 2 dice on all of your 2 additional dice on all your rolls.
Incredible.
You do get to take your attack now if you'd like, as he's going by.
Yep. So we got close combat, or what's that? 6.
And then additional 2 dice from the power plus the additional 2 dice from your injury.
I think this is 9 dice total.
What's your normal close combat might?
So I got the 1, 2, 3. Close combat's 4. Do I get might as well?
Yeah, close combat might, and then additional 4 dice.
Oh yeah, it's more than that. Close combat is 1, 2, 3, 4. 9, 13 dice.
All right. let's see what you got.
Oh, and I lost one. So this is that's not ideal. Four successes.
All right. As he goes by you, you crack him in the back of the head, and he sort of flies crooked and starts dropping down. Basically, crashing into the uncle's place. So I'm going to need a Dex and Athletics roll from Adelina, please, to see if you can get out of the way in time.
A 10.
You went super quiet for some reason. What was it?
Oh, I was looking away from the mic while I was rolling.
You've gone like, yeah, we're like losing your audio.
Yeah, did your mic change?
It might have. How's it now?
Super quiet. Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Now?
Yeah.
Weird. I guess if you want to shift back to
Yeah.
Malachi Lloyd.
Figure out what you're doing. So you see him, like, you knock him out. He goes out the door, and you knock him in the back of the head, and he flies down, basically pierces through this place, leaves the place in rubble. You're pretty sure that knocks him out. You do see, from your vantage point, you see that band that was around his wrist has kind of been knocked loose, and you realize it's like a piece of tech that seems to be almost like it's. You can almost feel like it's calling to you. Like, that looks important.
Yeah.
Almost like it wants you to pick it up. Can we hear you now, Rachel? No, I don't know what's going on. Like, your volume totally dropped out. I mean, I can hear you, but it's really, really uber quiet.
Your mic cord is dying. I see.
Yeah.
The mic cord wiggle, as our ancestors used to do.
Go ahead and talk where you're at right now, Rachel. I didn't hear anything at that point.
Look here. Look here.
Yeah, I mean, I can hear you, but it's not nearly as loud as you were. It's weird. We'll limp through. We'll make it through. So go ahead and give me that athletics roll real quick. Dex athletics, see if you can get out of the way of the crumbling place. 2 successes. You manage to sort of roll out of the way, and you see the beacon. I assume you're coming down toward this thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you see the beacon coming down. This like busted up dude in red, the guy you saw in the vision, beat to shit, laying on the ground, and he's got that sort of electronic device that was a cuff around his wrist next to him, and you also feel like a compulsion, like this thing wants to be picked up.
Well, that's when it is the most dangerous. So I'm going to try to ignore the compulsion if I can.
Beautiful, and yeah, we got your volume back. I don't know what happened, what you did, but it worked.
Cord wiggling.
Oh, right.
I need to buy a replacement.
That happens to the best of us. So are you going to fly down and grab the thing beacon, or did you have another thing you were?
Oh, absolutely. The beacon does not. You know, it wants to be touched. I'm gonna touch it.
All right. You pick it up, and as you slap it on, you feel energy wash over you, and then you feel another presence in your mind, and it says Infinity Box interface complete.
And he just kind of looks around for the voice.
And then it says,
Hello?
Heart of humanity detected. Cataclysm informed. Congratulations, Lord Tyr. You have your God will be pleased.
I'm not religious.
You hear a loud ass boom. I need both of you to roll stamina. Roll whatever your defense would be. So in your case, it's going to be stamina plus 4 at this point. But you also get an enhancement of 4 on this roll. So if you get a success, you add 4 more successes. Adelina, you do not. You just roll stamina.
Oh, a 10 and an 8, so 5 successes.
Nice. You are totally fine. No injuries, no issues. You're knocked back a little bit when this loud boom happens, but otherwise you're fine. Adam and the uncle are knocked out, though you do still have their will and their minds in your accessible to you. They're knocked unconscious. What'd the beacon get?
6 successes.
All right, you take it. It like blows. If you're wearing a cape, that gets blown back. Your hair gets blown back, but like you stand your ground and you're fine. As this glowing tube of energy appears directly before you, and a 15-foot tall, gigantic man who's about 8 feet wide, with gray stone skin and red eyes, steps out and says, "I have come for the heart of humanity. Surrender
I
it
should have took
now,
that
and I will allow you to worship me."
yeah, I should have took his power. I spoke way too soon. So where is he in relation to me?
About 20 feet away, and standing in the rubble of this guy's place. And you've obviously heard all that as well, Adeline.
I mean, I am like fucked up. How can I? Okay, how can I walk that back? I can't. I'm so close to being taken out.
I will let you spend 2 rewrites to learn something about the infinity box that you're wearing.
Incredible. Let me do that. Is that a dice roll as
No,
well?
you just need to spend 2 rewrites. We'll bring it down to 3 rewrites.
Okay.
The infinity box does 2 things. Well, 3 things. One, it gives you access to the ability to track the energy that's coming from the heart of humanity, and communicate that to Cataclysm. 2, it allows you to vastly increase your physical potential. Effectively, your scale is increased by 2 while you're wearing it.
Incredible.
Lastly, you can heal damage with it. If you just don't do anything else for a turn, it will heal a health level of damage for you.
Okay. I think, and the beacon has sort of like intuited this.
Yeah, it's like when you realize that your mind was connected to this thing, you sort of like okay, what's the read me the manual, and
Right.
kind of thing, right? So the infinity box tells you basically.
So the beacon, in order to buy time to heal himself, is just going to go, I'm sorry, what?
He says, "Have I stumbled upon a powerful fool? Do you not know who I am? Has the glory and power of Lord Cataclysm not made its way to your puny Terran ears?"
Nicole says, what?
What?
Ha! And he just points and starts laughing.
Well, all this so far has bought you 2 health levels of healing. And what is Adelina doing during this time?
That man insane?
The uncle says, "Yes, he's a demented god from another dimension. He uh, wants the heart of humanity because he believes it will grant him the access to ultimate cruelty, which he will then use to rule the universe."
No, the one taunting him is that man insane.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
All right, well, can we get the heart back into its box?
I don't know that it would do a lot of good right now. All the box does is prevent Cataclysm from sensing it.
You go put it in the box, and I'm gonna try something.
Uh, I can't move. You look over and you realize he's like unconscious.
I turn to Adam. Can you go put it back in the box?
He's also unconscious.
I am going to try and like stumble my way to the box.
Okay.
I have no idea where this is, and I can't see anything, but I'm gonna try.
Why don't you go ahead and roll? I would say this is going to be larceny
Okay, I have no dots on larceny.
and dexterity, probably.
Okay, I got 2 dots in that.
And we'll say that the beacon is sort of keeping Cataclysm occupied. So why don't you roll? I would let you go with command. I would let you go with persuasion. And then whichever social attribute you think that would pair best with to see how well you're distracting the Cataclysm.
Well, because I got 2 6s.
So persuasion, and then what?
Whichever social attribute you think would work best. So presence, manipulation, or composure.
Okay. We're going to go with presence and persuasion. Which is still a healthy amount of die. That's a 6 die. Nice. There's a number of crits in here. That is 6 successes.
He is laser beam focused on you and has no idea what Adelina is doing. He says, "I have not had such an offensive worm refuse to bow before me ever in my day."
Yeah, well, welcome to Brooklyn, Father Christmas.
He lets out a horrible roar. As he does, his eyes start to glow, as does there's like a subsurface illumination around like this much of his face, as beams of heat fly out of his eyes.
Whew.
Go ahead and roll your defense. You can heal 1 more and then roll your.
Oh, right, because I didn't do nothing. All right, great. That's great. Okay. And my defense is, I'm still at like 8 right now.
Yes. And you also do have the enhancement from the Infinity Box.
Oh, and that gives me what? Plus.
It gives you 4 enhancements. So whatever, if you get any successes, you get 4 more successes.
Incredible. Five successes.
Excellent. He lets go with this heat vision. your skin catches on fire and you take 5 levels of damage.
Jesus Christ.
You like put your hands on your hips. You're like, I can take this.
Okay.
So what does that put you at?
Like one past taken out.
Okay, excellent. So you get what's called a death scene. Um, so you can take one final action or utter a dramatic sentence at just the right time uh, to turn the tide of things. But we'll get back to that because as you're like getting like scorched by this heat vision, Adelina, you pop the heart back into the case, and you hear a voice in your mind, and you're not quite sure if it's from somebody that's in the loop of minds you've created, or maybe it's the heart itself. You're not sure, but um, you hear his weakness is love.
I'm just gonna go with my original plan.
Sure. What would you like to do?
And essentially yell at Cataclysm. You feel that, asshole? We sent your special rock straight to hell.
Okay. How would you like to try to? Are you trying to like convince him that it's not there anymore, or?
Yes, I am totally trying to convince him that you should bring all your demons to the hell dimension.
Excellent. This would be, I would seek command or persuasion, probably,
Okay, I'll do persuasion.
and then whichever presence manipulation you'd like to go with.
Let's go with presence.
All right, go
I
for it.
sneeze. No possible. 8 and a 10, so 3 successes.
He steps over the charred body of the beacon and says, "You dare?" Beacon, you see him like stride over you, so you have like like a clear upskirt shot of the Cataclysm as he's standing over you. And as the life is about to leave your body, what would you like to do?
Okay, so I do have sudden power manifestation.
Okay,
What does that afford me?
let's find out. This could be a game changer. Sudden power manifestation. Okay, so that's a cinematic. You can temporarily gain a new superpower trope. It costs 3 rewrites, which is what you have. So if you wanted to spend for that right now, um, you would develop a new superpower trope, which you may freely use for the remainder of the session. I think there's a regeneration trope. Let's see. Oh, you can absolutely spend 1 rewrite to like come back from being dead too. Um,
That would have been nice to know earlier, but this is fine. This is more dramatic.
yeah. So, is there a particular power that you wanted to pick?
I just didn't. I don't have a good catalog of what the powers are. I
Oh,
did
sure.
want, if I was if this was like my death throw, then I wanted to have laser eyes.
Oh, totally, absolutely doable.
But also if I can spend I don't have a rewrite to regenerate if I use this to create a new power, right?
That is correct, but you would be able to shoot laser eyes like directly at his taint. Given your
This is what I want to
perspective.
do instead. I want because so when I regenerate, that gets me to full health.
That's what I'm looking at right now. Like how would the regeneration work?
Okay, so not having heard the weakness is love or anything, just being on death's door. the beacon looks around and sees a Ferris wheel, Coney Island, and sees sort of the tide coming in like little strips, people playing skee ball and the hot dogs, and he just kind of thinks about how lucky he feels to be dying on the shores of Coney Island in Brooklyn, and the only part of the city that matters in his estimation. And he feels sort of the magic of Coney Island surround him and like rip off maybe the chars on his body, and he starts to reconstitute himself. And he looks up and he sees this creature stepping over him, and he just says quietly to himself, "Conquer these nuts," and just flies directly into his taint, both arms up.
That's beautiful. Also,
How are you doing the Ant-Man Thanos strategy?
perfection. Also, there is a trope you could there's a trope you could take with that with the 3 rewrites, as long as Rachel's cool with you spending it. It's called Uncanny Flesh. It ups your base defense to a 3, but more importantly, or no, not Uncanny Flesh. I'm sorry. What was the one? I scrolled right by it. So what it does is basically lets you ignore the result of one attack. Plot armor, that's what it's called. Your base defense goes up to 3, and you can ignore one attack. So like, basically, you would like you're breaking free of this would be like, haha, none of that hurt me, motherfucker. And then like, so yeah, you regain your 5 health and go ahead and make your close combat and might roll. I'm gonna give you an extra 2 enhancement because I think that's hilarious. So you'll have 6 enhancement on your attack.
That is a lot. Okay. Nice. That's 8 successes.
Is that including your 4 enhancement?
Uh-huh.
All right, excellent. You punch him, and he flies up into the sky, probably about 150 feet. He will take
Incredible.
4 damage, and then he screams at you as he starts falling back down. You dare! What is Adelina doing while that's occurring?
But he's falling, right?
Yes.
Trying to think of what currently active volcanoes there are in the world, because I'm just gonna open a portal underneath him to there. There are active volcanoes on Hawaii. I have enough shit to deal with. I'm sorry, Hawaii, but I'm doing it anyway.
All right, roll your mysticism, and we'll see how he reacts to that.
Holy shit. No successes.
Awesome. You try to open the portal underneath him. He waves his hand to the side and like shifts your portal through space as he does, and he lands.
Okay.
He says, "My dear creatures, you must have forgotten. I am a god." And when he shouts, "I am a god," the scream is so powerful that I need you both to roll defense, please.
I believe mine's still at 1.
It would be your stamina.
Okay. Oh, that's better. That's 3. One success.
Oh.
2 success.
He screams. It doesn't hurt either of you. It does blow some of the debris up around you, but it doesn't seem to hurt either of you. Oh, and you also do get a rewrite for your failure. All right. Beacon, what would you like to do?
So he just is in the air?
No,
Where
he
is
landed and screamed at you about being
I
a
am
god.
a god.
Yep. He was falling. The portal opens. He swipes the portal out of the way, lands, and shouts, "I am a god."
And where is he in relation to me?
20 feet away, probably, standing in the debris.
And is his back to me or is his front
His
to me?
front is to you. And the distances are a little bit hard to read. The sky has gone that sort of like, this is easy to hide CG gray. You know,
Sure.
like the
Sure.
Wolverine Origins sky is going on. Also, the sky used in Avengers Endgame. It's like, oh, it's all of a
Nice.
sudden very gray and ashy here.
Uh-huh.
It hides all of our.
And what does
CGI
this little
fuck-ups.
bracelet? What does this little bracelet give me? What do I get to do with this?
That's what's giving you the +4 enhancements.
Oh, okay, great. He says, I am a god. And even though he's not moving at all, I point at him and I go, halt, evildoer! Which is my quip.
Gain an extra die.
And I think I'm going to try and punch him in the eye.
All right, excellent. Go ahead and roll your might in close combat.
So with my quip, I think that's 10.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, shit. Yikes. Nine successes.
Jesus.
Awesome. You punch
That was
him
awesome.
in his eye. He stumbles backward and looks up at you with, like, you shatter effectively the stone around that eye, cracking the eyeball. Like, you look up and you see, like, there's about a 1-inch thick, like, gap now down the middle of the eyeball. No fluids or anything, just as if it was made out of like a marble.
Yeah.
That is now cracked. And he looks wicked pissed, and his one eye that is remaining starts glowing. Adelina, you have an action before he can get off this heat vision blast. What would you like to do?
Oh. I'm not sure if there's anything I can do from my position right now.
You are holding the heart still, I would remind you. And
I thought I put it back in the box.
you're holding the box that has the heart in it, right? I mean, like, it's there. It's in the box, but you do have the heart. Like, you didn't put it in a box and then teleport it somewhere, right? You put it in a box and it's in the box.
No. I just tried to make him think we had teleported it away. In that case, I will try and clumsily use my magic psychic powers to create a somebody else's problem field around the box for those who have read Douglas Adams.
Right on. So you want him to basically just not be able to perceive the box?
Yes.
Excellent. Go ahead and roll, please.
That is another. Oh no, one success. I rolled a 9. No, there's an 8. 2 successes.
Excellent. You hear the voice of the infinity box say, "The heart is no longer on this plane of existence." As Cataclysm is about to scream, he like cocks his head to the side, and says, "Where did you put it?"
I told you, I sent it to hell.
Another boom happens and a tube appears behind him. Are you going to do anything, Beacon, as he's clearly getting ready to leave?
It's just because you said it like that. Um, I don't know. Like, I have a picture of this guy in my head. What is his whole? Describe him to me.
So it's like
Is he
15.
wearing something?
No, he's basically just like made of stone. He's like stone skinned. Um, he's like, imagine if Zack Snyder's Justice League. Did you see Zack Snyder's Justice League? Did you see how?
I think.
Did
Oh,
you see how like
not really.
Steppenwolf looked like the big monster they fought, the big evil bad guy they fought in that? Like imagine
Yeah.
that, but like made in the '90s with like a rubber suit, and that's what he looks like.
So I can't pants him.
No, there's no pants.
Okay. So he's leaving. I should let him leave. And I think that's what I think he's gonna taunt. He's gonna be like, "Yeah, you better run."
He stops and looks over his shoulder and says, "This is not done between us, Beacon." And to me, my demons, and they all go through the boom tube back to his home world so that they may stage their invasion of hell.
Beautiful.
As the probably nonsensical, like non sequitory, like Dinosaur Jr. song that is going to be over the end credits starts playing. Is there any final interaction between our heroes?
This is not the day I was expecting to have when I woke up this morning.
Is that one of your quips?
No, it just sounded like a good line in my head, so I said it.
That's great. That's great. I hear her say that, and I turn over, and I just see that she's blind, and also recognize she's been in this fight this whole time, and it's just like, "Hey, I know you. You see with your brain, right?"
Everybody sees with their brain. I just do more brain than eyeball.
Yeah, whatever. That was great, making him think it was somewhere else. That was good work.
Until he figures out it's not actually in hell and comes back, but at least we bought ourselves some time.
Whatever. I'll take care of it.
You're the Beacon, right?
Beacon, defender of truth, justice, and other things that are important.
You really smell like blood. Should I call an ambulance?
No, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. What are they going to do for me? You should just call evil and tell them I am on my way to thwart them.
Get right on that, boss.
And with that, our credits roll. Uh, Thank you very much for our for joining us for this installment of They Came from the RPG Anthology. They came from Beneath Capes and Cowls. This has been awesome. I didn't realize how late it was, but we're going to go ahead and do our outros and wrap this up. I've had a great deal of fun with this story. I hope you have too. So if you could, please, Rachel, tell us who you are, what you do, who you were playing, your pronouns, their pronouns, and anything you'd like to promote.
Yeah, hello. I am Rachel. I'm she, her. I was playing Catalina. Also she, her. Blind Psychic, who is the mashup of Jean Grey, Daredevil, and I guess because of all the portal magic, Nightcrawler?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't expect that to be where her powers would go, but it seems pretty useful, pretty versatile. We'll see what happens next session. Yeah, you can check me out, Stolen Fires. Meant to start a show yesterday on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Stolen Fires. We essentially got rained out on account of jam sickness, but we're gonna start next week. Old Gods of Appalachia, I'm really looking forward to it. So that's going to be starting at 7 o'clock Pacific on Tuesday.
Rock and roll. So definitely go over and follow Rachel's channel. I just threw the link to that in the chat. And Mal, if you could please give us your pertinence.
I am Malachi Hoskins, he, they, playing the Beacon, he, him. I am a poet for hire. So if you want a poem for yourself or a loved one, Mother's Day's coming up. I'm at Malachi Hoskins on Instagram.
All right, rock and roll. And I'm Travis, pronouns he, they. When I'm not running games, I am writing them. We have been running, they came from the RPG Anthology. This was our superhero fair. Next session in 2 weeks' time, we will be doing probably another pre-production meeting to figure out what our next genre is going to be and create characters and whatnot. And who knows, maybe one day we will come back around and we'll have a sequel to this one. So hang on to your character sheets because you never know. I did throw the link to the RPG Anthology in the chat. Again, it's in a beautiful POD as well as PDF over drive-through. This week's releases were the Pugmire Style Guide, or Pugmire Style Guide, the Pugmire Conversion Guide, that allows you to bring your first edition characters over into second edition, convert freely between the two. And of course, they came from the Cyclops' Cave, the Lost City of the Oracle's Amulet, also up today over at Drive Through RPG. Lastly, I want to make sure to remind you that the Essence backer kit is up. So if you've not yet thrown your support that way, please do. Thank you so much for being here, whether you're watching live or in replay. Really appreciate you. Appreciate you checking out the games. And I will be back here on the channel Friday morning for They Came from the Cyclops' Cave. Till then, take care of yourselves and each other. It's a dark world out there, so be the light in somebody's life if you can. And hang around. We're gonna send off a raid, probably to the Venture Maidens. Bye, everybody.